She sat alone at the restaurant table, pretending to read the menu, but her trembling hands betrayed her calm. Across from her, her date, a man she'd met online, was laughing into his phone, showing her messages to the waiter. She couldn't hear the words, but she saw the laughter, the looks, and her stomach twisted because she knew they were laughing at her. Lena was born deaf. Her world was quiet but full. She could read lips, sign fast and beautiful, and her laughter could light up a room. But the world wasn't always kind to people who were different. Tonight was supposed to be her chance to feel normal. To feel wanted. She'd spend hours choosing her dress, curling her hair, and rehearsing what she'd say if he asked about her deafness, but instead, he'd started the evening by texting. Then, halfway through dinner, she realized his jokes were about her. When the waiter came, he waved his hand and said something. Lena caught only one word on his lips: mute. He didn't even know the right word, and she wanted to run, but then, she noticed movement from across the room. A man, maybe mid-30s, sitting with a little girl. He wasn't staring like others did, he was signing. Slowly, clearly, gently, signing something across the distance. You deserve better. Her heart stuttered. For a moment, her shame faded. She looked again, uncertain. The man smiled warmly. His daughter, maybe 6 or 7, waved at her. The girl had a tiny hearing aid peeking behind her ear. Alina blinked hard, trying not to cry. The man picked up his phone and typed something, sliding it toward her on the screen as he walked by to pay his bill. You're strong. Don't let small people make you feel small. Her date looked up, irritated. What's that guy's problem? He muttered. But Lena was already standing. She looked him straight in the eye, mouthed one clear word: goodbye. Then she left, shoulders straight, tears finally spilling as she stepped outside into the cold night. The next morning, she couldn't get him out of her head, the man who signed across the room like her silence wasn't a wall but a bridge. She replayed that moment again and again, until she found herself back near that same cafe a week later. Inside, there he was again, same table, same warm smile, helping his daughter color a menu. She hesitated, heart pounding. Then she took a deep breath and walked in. When he saw her, he grinned. His daughter's eyes lit up too. Lena signed shyly, hi. I didn't get to thank you. He replied, you don't have to. But I'm glad you came. They sat together, and for the first time in a long time, Lena felt safe. His name was Aaron, a single dad who'd learned sign language for his daughter, Emma. His wife had left when Emma's hearing loss was diagnosed, saying she couldn't handle a disabled child. Aaron had raised Emma alone, balancing work and fatherhood with quiet strength. Lena's eyes softened as she watched him help Emma spell new words with her hands. He wasn't just a father, he was her voice, her guide, her entire world, and somehow, Lena felt her own world slowly expanding. Over the weeks that followed, their lives intertwined naturally. Lena started teaching Emma more advanced sign language, and Aaron insisted on paying her for tutoring. She refused. He brought her coffee instead, with little notes written on napkins. Point 1 read, I used to think silence was lonely. But with you, it's peaceful. Still, not everything was perfect. There were moments of doubt, whispers from others, stares from strangers. One day, Lena overheard a couple saying, poor guy, first a deaf girlfriend, then a deaf daughter. It cut deep. For a moment, she thought about leaving, not wanting to be another burden, but Aaron saw the pain in her eyes. He took her hands, looked right into her soul, and signed slowly, you're not my weakness. You're my strength. Tears welled up, and she finally understood love didn't need sound to be loud. It just needed truth. Months later, they sat together at the same restaurant where it all began. The waiter smiled politely this time, recognizing her and seeing the man beside her. Aaron signed something to her with a little smirk. What are you telling me? She mouthed. He grinned and signed again, slower, you deserve better. This time, she smiled wide and signed back, I found better. The little girl giggled, waving her tiny hands between them, signing clumsily, family. And that's exactly what they became, proof that sometimes, the quietest connections are the ones that speak the loudest. The story ends not with sound, but with silence, warm, safe, and full of love.